Janura Park, Berwyn, Illinois, western suburb of the city of Chicago, for the Janura Park Fall Ball Championship game. It is Championship Wednesday, and we got Stick Talk, who we just showed you, playing Hardway. So leading off is going to be Spencer, and for those of you new, we will be going through some of the rules shortly. So we are underway here, just getting a few things squared away. Spencer takes the first two pitches. And there he grabs a strike, full count. So Hardway softball, they also got a few guys that I'm sure you're going to recognize from the regular summer season. And Spencer hits it up the middle, a little bobble by the short center, can't make the play. So Jimmy, I believe he's a DeVito, ball kind of bounced up on him, couldn't handle it. Brings up PJ Raines, just underway here. Janura Park, long history of softball out here. Used to be the home of the North-South. So here's PJ, little ground ball. DeVito struggling there a little bit too. He came over from short center. Just couldn't find a handle on it. Looked like it would have been a routine play for the second baseman, Jack Harrigan, but he cut in front of him. First two runners on, and it's a little surprised they're not courtesy running for PJ. He told me he kind of was more of an ankle issue. He said he kind of hyperextended his ankle joint. So here's Noach. He did walk the dog in the first game, tried to go back there. That ball got a little deep on him. And by the time he offered at it, barrel was not parallel to the ground. It was more perpendicular, and that ball had no chance of going fair. So they'll throw it back in. Early threat here for Stick Talk. We got a little reggae music in the background. If you guys are having trouble on the broadcast because of the music, let me know. I'll slide over to third base. So Noach, first scoring opportunity. Thank you. And Noach swings and he pops it up the elevator shaft. Right fielder dances with it, and he'll just throw it into second. Easy tag and go there for Spencer. So the right fielder got there, Jake, and made the play. So Hardway's got a couple of nice players on this team. Shortstop Jeff Mastari, probably the biggest name on this team. Of course, he's the starter on the 45s. Tremendous young talent. And that's going to bring up Chapo. And there he walks the dog into right field. One run is in, runner going to head to third, and the throw a little crazy, but no damage done. So Stick Talk, just like they did against the Munchies, grabs an early lead here. And we'll get to some of the rules for those of you maybe catching the late game tonight. First time you might be seeing us during the half-inning break here. Brings up Trey Johnson. Again, we will be out at the Wounded Warrior Tournament in Hillside on Saturday. That's usually a nice event. And there's a high pop-up, and that ball's going to be well out of play. So we got a little break. We'll go over some of the rules now. 60-foot bases, you can lead off, but you can't steal. 38 feet from the pitching rubber to the point of home. 12 on the arc, the pitcher gets what we call a drag step, one step left, right, or back off of the rubber. Two fakes or hesitation. Third arm action must be to deliver the ball to home. A throw or a fake toward a base is one of your fakes or hesitations. Playing the fence line straight down. There's no fences. We use heavy bats. They can weigh up to 38 ounces, 34 inches long, 2 1/4 on the barrel. We are playing barehanded, and it's a 16-inch clincher. It's not a mush ball, and that ball hit hard, and they recover. Second run does score, 2-0. So the second baseman made a nice play there, Tony. And the runner on first, Chapo, did move into second, brings up Marco Macias. So Stick Talk was very efficient in that first game. That game didn't even take maybe 50 minutes, and Marco just pushes one down that left field line. Semi-hard cut, third run scores, 3-0 Stick Talk. We got a little bit of a cross breeze left to right. It's been kind of gusting. It picks up, then it drops off. And actually now as it's gotten later to the night, it almost feels like it's blown straight in from left field more than a cross breeze. Here's Mikey Subzinski, 3-0 Stick Talk, very early, top of the first. And Subzinski hits it hard up the middle. Macias will get to third. And again, I think if you're Stick Talk, you got to pay attention. So far, every ball that's come in from the outfield hasn't been exactly accurate. And now they're turning the music up, so I believe at the end of this half inning, we're going to rotate over to third. So here's Jason Camarillo now, chance to drive in some more runs. And Jason swings, but center fielder is there and makes the catch, but they do push 3 across. They hit 8, they score 3, and we'll head to the bottom of the first, 3-0. So we're going to rotate around as they're having a good time over there, the Munchies. They're hanging out watching the game. And they got a couple of coolers, which is not unusual for fall ball, but I don't want to interrupt their end of the season partying over there. So we're going to go over here where theoretically it should be a little quieter. So we'll give you a little different view of the ball game. So leading off, Hall of Famer Angelo Alicia. I was kidding with Angie before the game, I should say, that they dragged him out of retirement. Angie in his 60s, and he can still hit, that's for sure. Had some leg issues toward the end of his career. Then there'll be Jack Harrigan and Jeff Mastari. So if I was a betting man, I would think that it would take more than 3. And Angie just punches it to right. Looks like that cross breeze kind of held that up. He tried to roll that top hand over, but didn't get enough sinkage. So here's Jack Harrigan. And we know Jack from the summer. Jack, a very solid player, and there he rifles one, but right to Macias, and that'll be out number 2. So 2 quick outs here for Stick Talk, and it brings up Mastari. And Jeff has got a chance to be a true superstar in this game, and he's coming along very nicely. I think on occasion, when he gets into trouble, he presses a little bit, and he'll rush his swing a little bit, but when he's patient, and there he pounds it off of CJ, and Jeff, a long strider, tall kid, easily beats it out for the first hit of the day here for Hardaway, as he just hit a one hot shot right off of CJ, the pitcher. It's going to bring up the center fielder, Matt. And Matt swings, chops it on the ground, and Macias throw across in time. So they get a 2-out hit, can't do anything with it. We'll head to the top of the second. 3-0, Stickmen. Or Stick Talk. I think I called them Stickmen, which was a team that had a pretty good run back in the day. They were pretty good. A lot of the people out here in the Berwyn area would know about them. And it's going to be CJ, Mike Cruz, and Alex Cotto coming up here, bottom third of the lineup for Stick Talk. And we got a lot of stuff coming up. Be out at Wounded Warriors on Saturday, and Frankie Jekyll put together a dome league out in Rosemont. That'll be a Tuesday, Wednesday league, so we're going to be up there doing a little streaming. And of course, high pop-up and plenty of space, and he makes the catch for out number one. So CJ pops up to the left fielder. So we'll be live there. And then, of course, our guy Steve Rodriguez from Los Brazos Softball running his winter league up at Intentional Sports. So we're going to have a lot of softball for you this fall. And there's a long one way back. Center fielder, long run, makes the catch. Nicely done. Mike Cruz gave it a ride. Center fielder got that. Again, we got a little bit of a breeze pushing in from left field, and that may have helped hold that up just a hair. And a nice job by the center fielder. Got a terrific break on that ball. So here's Alex Cotto. 2 outs, nobody on now. And Alex goes the other way, but right at the right fielder who makes the catch. So 3 up, 3 down. Hardway does get a goose egg. And we head to the bottom of the second. And it'll be 5, 6, 7. Colin, Dom, and Rocco. Of course, Rocco, one of my favorite players. I remember him when he was on the North Side Mint. And at that time, South Side Mint was making a lot of noise, and he always wanted to try to get a game against them. So again, if you're Hardway, you want to kind of try to jump into the game. The longer you go without scoring, it does at times tend to get into your team's head a little bit. And there's a swing, but right at the right fielder, and he makes the catch. Looks like that's Chapo out there and right. No, that's, yeah. Spencer's in center, so they got Chapo in right. They do have PJ Raines with that ankle in left field, and there's a little cut job, so he does have he's limping a little bit. Nice job there by Dom, just cutting a single, and that's Dominic Jacoby, I believe. Another rising star in 16-inch softball. It brings up Rocco. So if you're Hardaway, that might be where part of the field you might want to go and do a little work on. So here's Rocco. And he swings and goes the opposite way. He gets a hit. Dom took the turn but went back. So a little something brewing here for Hardway. Brings up Tony. And they actually have back-to-back Tonys coming up. Tony Scriven and then their second baseman, Tony.
Hey, not too deep.
Scriven tries to go the other way, hits it right up the elevator shaft. Chapo makes a catch. Jacoby easily into second. Good job there by the runner at first. He tagged as the right fielder kind of drifted with that ball a little bit and was throwing it flat-footed.
Hey, I'll pull. Hey, get out.
So here's the second baseman, Tony. So 2 outs here. Base hit here could make it a 3-2 ball game. He slashes it the other way. Trey Johnson. And Notes can't make the play. 2 runs are going to score. I think the base runner was cutting in front of him a little bit. Trey threw it flat-footed. Was a little bit up the right field line. But I'm pretty sure Noach would tell you he should have had it. But 2-run scores, they were all running on the swing. And here comes Jake, the right fielder. So I do believe that base runner affected that play a little bit. Nothing illegal about it. And here's Jake, the right fielder. And he tries to go the opposite way, and that'll be out of play. Young lady with a dog, half-hearted effort to stop it, and they don't want PJ running. You see Jason Camarillo ran out there to save him a little wear and tear, and I don't know if Hardway has picked up on the fact that he's kind of limited. I think the other logical choice, if he was healthy to go out there, might have been Alex Cotto, but Alex is gimping around. And there's a little chopper over to Subzinski, and that'll do it. But in the inning, they do scratch. They do put a couple up. And we're going to head to the top of the third, 3-2. So again, we mentioned it in the first game. We'll mention it again. Like to congratulate the Black Softball Hall of Fame. They're having their first dinner this Friday. And it'll be interesting to see how that progresses, but they're making every effort to get it up and running. We did not see a list of the initial inductees. If we get it, obviously, we will post it for you guys. So back to the top of the lineup for Stick Talk with Spencer, PJ, and Noach. And there's a little ground ball. Angelo Alicia right to his pitcher, Tony Scriven, right where he's supposed to be. We saw in that first game a couple of times the Munchies did not have coverage by their pitcher. And it did cost them a little bit. Third base coach for who, Amalia? So here's PJ Raines, 1 out now. Top of the third here. Championship game live from Janura Park in Berwyn. And there's a little ground ball the other way. Little bobble. They stay with it. A little tricky there on the underhand scoop as he really fired it. think Angelo caught that ball between his legs, almost got handcuffed. Angelo's kind of walking gingerly. I think that softball might have hit his right knee as he was making the catch. So here comes Noach. 2 outs, nobody on now. And Noach hits it up the middle. Nice play by Jimmy, but he airmails the throw. And Jimmy really rushed that throw. He had time to get set. Noach is not the quickest player on the field, but he rushed it. And so 2-out base runner. Spencer's going to come in to pinch run and brings up Chapo. Chapo was listed on the lineup card. He must have got here late because he did not play in the semifinal game. That's Lococo, Danny Lococo. And he's been around a long time. He's been around a lot of good teams. They also got our good friend Bobby Stevens over there, helping them to coach. Bobby, terrific baseball coach. And if you need to get some concrete poured, let me know. I believe he works for a company that does that. So if you want to get some concrete driveway or whatever, or reach out to me and I'll put you in touch. And there's a high towering pop-up caught by the left fielder, and that'll do it. So Chapo, front shoulder flew out there, hit a soft harmless fly ball to left. So 1-run ball game as we head to the bottom of the third, 3-2. Of course, Hardway is the home team. They do have the hammer. It'll be Jimmy, the short center, and then the top of the lineup with Angelo Alicia and Jack Harrigan. And there's the third base coach. So right now, both teams kind of feeling each other out here a little bit. Jimmy takes a strike there. That pitch is way outside. It's a very pleasant night for a fall ball game as we're knocking on the door. And there's a ground ball up the middle. Didn't hit it great, but hit it to a great spot. Subzinski couldn't get there. Did get a hand on it, but leadoff hit. And here comes the top now with Angelo Alicia. Now, back in the day, Angelo wasn't beyond. He was more of a cut guy to the gaps, but he wasn't beyond slapping and running. But again, as a lefty, with the runner on first, it's a little harder. Subzinski goes to second. And that was a tough play there because Mikey was deep in that hole, moving to his left. He tried to throw back, and he basically threw it right into the base runner. So here comes Harrigan, and all of a sudden, a little trouble of brewing, and Harrigan goes big to center. Spencer is there. There's the tag. He'll throw it into second. Having a hard time getting a good angle. I got a third base coach literally hugging the left field line here. Angelo Alicia did not tag. Brings up Mastari now, 1 out. And it's funny, guys always want to, and they said the runner left early, so that's a double play. And That's a little unusual. You don't see that much because the umpire is usually watching the ball in the catch. But that fly ball was in a position, and there's a deep drive down the left field line, just foul, that would have put Hardaway ahead. But that ball was on an angle where the umpire could basically see the runner leave early. So Mustario reset. A little bit of a base running mistake there to leave early when they really would have had no chance of throwing you out at third, and they weren't even coming this way. So now with 2 outs, you saw Jeff's thinking there. He was trying to drive something. And again, Jeff's got big power to left field, but with this wind blowing in, and he tries to go there, PJ Rains, and you could see he can't make the catch. So Mastari strikes out. That ball was fouled by about 2 feet. And you could see that he really had a crazy route to that ball because of the wind. So we head to the top of the 4th, still 3-2. We got a lot of guys over here keeping track of the World Series. I think the last time I heard something, the Yankees were winning again tonight. And apparently Aaron Judge hit a home run and just missed a second. So Trey Johnson, Marco, and Mikey, although it looks like Jason Camarillo has grabbed a bat. I'm not sure who he would be. Well, he would be the 4th hitter this inning. And now you can see the wind really picking up. And we got a little dust blown across the field. So here's Trey Johnson. Again, it would seem anything hits center field or right field line going to get a big boost. Thanks, Joe. See Tony Scriven trying to back his right fielder up. He's not really that deep. And every once in a while, Trey will really turn and burn on a ball. And he had an approach like he was thinking about getting that hip up, and he just scalds one toward right center. So Trey Johnson, I think had he been ahead in the count there a little better without 2 strikes, he may have tried to go big. Instead, he just hammered the ball up the middle. It's going to bring up Marco Macias. If the camera's moving, folks, sorry, I got a strong breeze here pushing the setup a little bit on me. So here's Marco Macias now. And he tries to go opposite field, spins it foul. Marco had a couple of hits into left field. Let's see if he goes back there now. Tony Scriven trying to catch the outside corner there, misses wide. Misses again, that'll be a full count. Again, when you try that cross strike with this type of a breeze, it's awful hard to throw a strike. And for the most part, the pitchers in both of these games have done a good job not walking anybody. And right when I say it, Tony Scriven does lose them. after being up 1-2 on them. Again, 1-1 count tonight. So they'll courtesy run. No, he's just going to coach the base there. Brings up Subzinski. And he tries to go big toward the gap. Right fielder makes the catch and he'll throw it in. Trey Johnson advances.
Yeah, like, Jeff, motherfucker started out.
And here's Alex Cotto.
Bro, the wind's blowing this one. Right.
So Trey is saying the ball he hit, Jeff Mastari hit, started out more toward left center and was going toward that line. But again, this wind's swirling. And there's a one-hopper knocked down and can't make the play. Another run scores. Macias cruises into third. So the Hardway infield has had some problems as the short center and second baseman have seemingly bobbled every ball hit to them. That brings up CJ. Well, Greg, we're going to try to sneak this one in before the rains come. And CJ slashes it to Mastari over to second, and Angelo can't make the play. Good throw there. Was right on the money. They had time. CJ got a little giddy up from an old hockey injury. Taylor made double play. They can't turn it. It cost them a run. Second run of the inning, 5-2 now. And it brings up Mike Cruz. Mike hit a long fly out to left field his last time up. Home plate starting to jump around a little bit on Tony Scriven. And he walks the second of the inning. One of those walks is already scored here. And with the 1-1 count as a manager, it'll drive you absolutely insane. But they should have been out of the inning here at 4-2. So here's Cotto. And there's a high pop-up, and it drops. Foul. So reset for Cotto. And there's a little ground ball to Mastari. He'll take the short out. But in the inning, they push two across.
Hey, Hennessy, 5-2 all day. 5-2.
So they two pick up a pair. They get their original 3-run lead back. And we'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Hardaway looking to jumpstart their offense. And again, Stick Talk was very solid defensively that first game, and halfway through this game, that trend has continued. And they just haven't really been given either of these two teams, Munchies and now Hardway, any openings. And there's a bullet. Marco Macias was trying to catch and kind of snatched that, and he's really aggravated with himself. as he didn't make the catch there. So Matt leads off with a hit. It brings up Colin with Dom on deck. So this is a good opportunity here. Some good hitters coming up for Hardway. Timeout before the pitch. And CJ does have a tendency to try to quick pitch it once in a while. And there's a swing, and he hammers it fair. He beats the right fielder as he turned and burned and hit a line drive. Easy two-run homer. And Hardway jumps right back into the game. So Colin just roped it down the right field line. And that ball was hammered. And that's an example. He hit it hard. Didn't get a lot of air under it. And that ball just shot past the right fielder, Chapo. And here's Dom. And Dom trying to cut there. I'm going to grab a quick swig of water, folks. Dom on the reset, ground ball up the middle, long throw, just get him at first. I don't know about that. They were telling me that this would be 3 weeks in a row that Jason's been on a team that will have won a championship out here. Here's Rocco. And that ball's on the plate. So one out here. And Rocco goes the other way. Trey Johnson makes the play for out number 2. So we talk about home runs sometimes being a rally killer, and that might be what's going on here. Here's the pitcher, Tony Scriven. 5-4 game. This is the championship of the fall ball league out here. And Scriven, a little pop-up, long run. And P.J. Raines, a long run, but he can't make the play. Again, he's not moving well. And he kind of got there. He was kind of tippy-toeing gingerly. He's still kind of shaking that ankle a little bit. He's trying to gut it out here. Scriven goes back there, but he doesn't have to move for that one. And he makes the catch. And they're all giving PJ a little business. Kids out there playing on one leg, and they give you grief. You got to love softball players. So we're going to head top of the 5th. 5-4, one-run game here. Well, for me, it's more a product of sucking in this dust all the time. I think if you're Tony Scriven, you want to get back into that rocking chair. Top of the lineup, Spencer, PJ, and Noach. And you want to get back into the habit of throwing a few more strikes. Difference in the game right now, a walk that scored and a failed turn double play. There's a high fly ball to center, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Brings up P.J. Raines. Munchie's still hanging out. I see there. Looks like the team that lost to Hardaway is still by the other diamond hanging out. PJ goes opposite, and that ball carried, and this is going to be a solo home run. Dead ball out of play. Would have been a home run. So they called it a ground ball triple.
Jason, I don't even. No.
Again, with one out here.
They just allowed me to not.
So they were trying to clarify the courtesy runner rule. CJ gets one. Okay, so they got one more courtesy, and they don't want to waste it right now on PJ since he's only 60 feet from home plate. Stick talk here now in a good position to extend out here. And Noach just hammers it into center. And they're going to throw to first to nobody in particular. And now Noach is going to get himself to second. And you know my thoughts on that. There was no real upside to it. Angelo Alicia wasn't even at the bag, and the throw was a good 15 or 20 feet from the base. So they give up 60 feet. There's still only one out. And they pick up a run, 6-4. And that'll bring up Chapo. So in a tight game like that, you just don't want to give up any real estate. And Chapo off the end of the bat. And now Spencer's going to try it, but the throw is way offline, and he's going to try to score, and he will. So the Hardway outfield has not been very accurate. They threw to third, started rolling around. Spencer saw it and was able to just keep running hard through the base, 7-4. Hardway a little shaky here in this inning. And a little bit last inning. And that's allowing Stick Talk to get a little separation here. Now you can see that wind. It's almost blowing straight in from center. Brings up Trey Johnson. Nobody on.
Hey, guys, we gotta get
2 outs now. And Trey pulls it right to Angelo. Trey not even running. That'll be the third out, but they pick up a pair of runs. They push out to 7-4 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Seven to 4, excuse me, as we head bottom of the 5th. So Stick Talk has just played clean, and they're taking advantage of mistakes to open up this 3-run lead. Again, I talk all the time. Every softball game comes down to maybe 4 or 5 plays, and what you do in those 4, 5 plays during the course of a ball game makes your life easier or makes it hard. And right now, the Hardway and a couple of plays have not done the right thing. and they're making their life hard. Meanwhile, Stick Talk so far is executing and doing things correctly, and they lead. And here's a little slap and run. Trey Johnson on the move in time. Very nicely done by Trey Johnson on a dead sprint. He caught it belt high and just flicked it over there. Very slick play. Tony tried to slap and run, and it brings in Jake. And he tries to go the other way, and that's going to be out of play. And again, it's tough because when you look at Stick Talk, they're very solid everywhere on the field defensively. And Hardway just, this wind blowing in, just isn't generating any offense right now. And with Mastari and Matt, or I should say Colin, the DH, and Pete Raines makes the catch, and it sure didn't look pretty, but he holds on. And again, when you got a bad ankle and the way this field is, he was running up a little slope there to get to the ball, not easy. So 2 up, 2 down, and it brings up Jimmy. There's a ground ball, and he sneaks it through the middle for a 2-out hit, and that'll bring up Angelo Alicia in the top of the lineup. So wherever you're at, we're glad you're tuning in tonight on Championship Wednesday out here in Berwyn. We'll take a couple of pictures after the game. We'll get those up a little bit later. And 7-4, still doable. And Angelo, and that's out. Again, with the wind blowing in, Chapo was playing him a little tighter, and the ball just carried out there. And we'll head to the top of the 6th. And it's going to be Marco, Mikey, and Jason for Stick Talk. Again, we're in the 6th, and you can never have enough runs. Again, nothing's been decided yet, but... And there's a swing and a base hit. So Marco Macias, he flirted with trying to go to right field his last at-bat. Again, 1-1 count. He didn't fool around, didn't want to waste a strike. And he throws a hit. And here's Mikey Subzinski. And Mikey goes hard, flip to second, Mastari and Angelo Alicia. Again, Mastari's got a cannon. He poured it over there. Angelo couldn't handle it. That's the second time in the game they did not turn a double play. And so Mikey trades places with Marco at first. Still only 1 out, and here's Jason. So the Dodgers have come back apparently. And there's a sky high, and Mastari circling the wagons makes the catch as that ball was getting blown all over the place. for out number 2. And here comes CJ. So that leadoff single still at first. And CJ tries to beat the left fielder, and he does. He was taking liberties, and CJ just a little overhand cut. At a normal depth, it would have been a routine flyout. They disrespected him, and the young man beat him over the top. 8-4. And here comes Mike Cruz with another potential run over there. His stick talk starting to leak out here a little bit. In the top of the 6th. There he tries to sneak a fastball, and second baseman, that would have been an out, but he couldn't secure the ball. And again, Hardaway just a little off defensively, just enough to, like I said before, make their life a little harder. 8 runs normally isn't that big of an output in a 16-inch game. Under these conditions, it's pretty good. But Hardaway certainly helped the stick talk cause a little bit. And Cruz pounds it right at Dom Jacoby. Absolute screamer, but it'll go for an out, but they do push another run across. And we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, 8-4.
Let's go, guys. It's a mountain. No, let me know what TK does.
So Hardaway here, game's getting a little short on him. They got Jack Harrigan, Jeff Mastari, and Matt. Anybody gets on Colin. Bottom of the 6th here. 2, 3, 4 coming up. And you don't know if these guys will get another crack at it, and that's why they're at the top of the lineup. And now is when you need these guys to come up. And again, you know, Stick Talk has been very smart in their approach. They've hit more balls down and hard, and they're hitting more line drives. Hardaway's hit a few fly balls and not really challenging Stick Talk as much. So here's Jack Harrigan. And Jack, hard ground ball, big hop to Trey Johnson, pours it over the infield for out number 1. Of course, Trey got a cannon, started out on iron playing the outfield, and then eventually gravitated in and has become a pretty solid shortstop. So here's Jeff Mastari. And Jeff pounds it on the ground to Macias. Quick throw. Safe as he pulls Noach maybe off the bag there. And, of course, that's what speed will do for you. Marco tried to catch and throw off his back foot. And here comes Matt now. And he skies one. Long run. Can't get there. It was a foul ball anyway. Long run there by Chapo. He just couldn't get to it. That wind was pushing it away. Subzinski was trying to get out there. So there's still talking World Series baseball over here. It's blasphemy. We're at a 16-inch game. Darn it.
Yeah, 22.
Oh, he didn't look too confident taking that pitch, but it just nipped the plate. Mary rifles one right to Macias, and they get the double play. So we head to the seventh. Not looking good here for Hardway. Can never have enough runs. So I'm sure the Stick Talk guys would love to get a little insurance here. So we hope you guys are enjoying the coverage here, live from Janura in Berwyn, Illinois. God bless you, Ray. Of course, Frank Lentine Sr. is watching the game there behind the fence there on the third base sign. You can kind of make out that blue shirt next to the lawn chair. Plays a lot of senior softball in his career. And Chu, pinch hitting, hits a ground ball to Harrigan. Low throw. Angelo stays with it. So Chu, pinch hitting for Cotto, grounds out, and it brings up Spencer. Of course, Frank Sr. won a lot of championships back in the day. And Hennessy, the home plate umpire, calls time because we had a little bit of a dust up there. PJ on deck. And there's a strike. Scriven slipped a flat pitch. Full count. And Spencer, high fly ball, center fielder, puts it away, out number 2. And here's PJ Raines. He's been a problem all night. So again, Hardaway, about the only thing they need to do here is keep the score here to give themselves an opportunity. PJ's last time up, he hit a rocket down the right field line, but it bounced out of play for a triple. And PJ, little ground ball off the pitcher. Looked like Mastari had a beat on it. Scriven reached out, and Jeff Mastari had that little moment when he kind of did a pirouette there because he thought he was going to make the play. And it brings up Noach. Now they courtesy run for PJ with Spencer. And he will score on any type of stretch single. And they are playing Noach a little deep. And Noach pulls the ball out of play. And I got to tell you, if I was Noach, I would look toward right center. They're very deep in left, deep in center, but the right fielder is not that deep. He hits anything toward right center, he's not going to be able to cut that off. And I always thought Noach was a better hitter when he went the other way. I think sometimes when he tries to pull, he doesn't necessarily clear his front hip, and he gets tied up a little bit. But when he goes the other way and he strides into it, he seems to be more efficient as a hitter. And there he does go to right center. Base hit. Spencer will get there. And I think Jeff Mastari might have deflected that throw a little bit, and it actually deflected it on target. I think the original throw was going to be way off. So Noach does go the other way and singles, and it brings up Chapo. And Chapo is a very solid player. He can play a lot of positions. And when he gets on a roll, I mean, he can do a lot of damage. Like to see him get a little bit more consistent. Now he's taken all the way 3-1. And I don't like that. He stood there with the hand off the bat. And I never thought that was good. I always acted like if you threw me a strike on any pitch count, I was going to hammer it. I didn't want the pitcher to get a break. And there he tries to go deep. Don Jacoby can't get it. One run is in. Chu will score. And Chapo airmailed it over into the wind.
B-ball, Dom. You can't play people to win. It's not B-ball. It's not B-ball, buddy. Now you have a hit all day. I got one hit, buddy. I've never lost you in my life.
So that's a 2-run big airmail double there by Chapo.
45 need pitch runners, buddy.
And here comes Trey.
45 need pitch runners, man. Don't worry about it.
And Jason doing what Jason does, trying to get in the head of the young left fielder, telling him it's not b-ball. You can't play everybody 2 steps in. And they have hit some balls hard into this wind in the left field. And there's a sky-high foul ball, and that's going to be out of play. And it's a little odd because they got some concrete and some sidewalk over there around that lamppost. So when you get that far out of play, you got to be careful. And there is something about this ball. The ball will fly here, especially off the Z diamond, which is directly across in center. You know, where those lampposts are. I've seen guys hit the ball into and over those trees on this field.
You don't have to run, Chop. 2 outs.
And Trey delivers a hit. That's going to score another run. And Stick Talk has broken this one open a little bit. They lead 11-4. Ball gets away and Trey will jog into third. I once saw Scotty Hardecki, longtime hype flashback, now circus guy, hit 3 home runs and 3 consecutive at-bats on that C field, each one farther than the other one.
Hey, this is what second base looks like.
So here's Marco Macias. 3 runs in and counting here for Stick Talk, as they have just been a well-oiled machine in the 2 games they've played, and now he hits it the other way and another bobble, but they will get the 3rd out. Do or die bottom of the 7th. Hardaway needs 7 to keep the game going. 8 they win. Anything less, Stick Talk will be the champs. Playing punch out here one year in the North-South. Had my Mudville team. And we had 3 guys hit home runs in a row. And each one of them was farther than the other. Kenny Kaselica came up and hit one past the light tower, the far light tower down there in right field. C.J. Rokish came up and he hit one onto the street. And then John Groen came up and hit one that would have surpassed C.J.'s, except it hit the tree about 60 feet up in the air. The ball just flies here. So do or die 7th here. And there's a swing and a long one to right, and that beats the right fielder. And he's going to score easy, as that was a bomb, folks. If I'm not mistaken, Danny, was that his 2nd homer of the game? And that one looked like that one went further than the first. So he's saying that he's on fire. So Colin driven in 3 of the 5 runs tonight, a 2-run jack and a solo jack. And he homered in the first game. Here's Dom Jacoby little flare, and
Go catch. Try to transfer.
so he tried to make, Chapo tried to make the catch, and then he tumbled. He was trying to be like a wide receiver, and Rich Hennessy thinks the ball came out. So no catch. Great effort by Chapo. Don Jacoby really got underneath it. So there is nobody out. They do have a run here, but they still trail by 6. And again, if you're Hardway here, and there's a bullet, and Macias, second time today, climbed the ladder. He's a long, tall kid with long arms, good hands, and he made the play. And it brings up Rocco. So one out here, bottom of the 7th. Ball catches the end of the mat. CJ does a nice job. He's up, he's down, he's high. And Rocco goes the other way. PJ Raines on that bad leg won't get there. And Rocco's going to cruise into second with a double. So Rocco's showing you a little opposite field power as he hits a bomb down that left field line, and PJ just kind of chugging along there, brings up Scriven. So Hardway showing some life here in the 7th. One out here. Brings up Scriven. And Scriven delivers a base hit. Jacoby will get to third. Runners on the corner now with one out. Still need a few hits before you'd consider him dangerous. And it brings up the second Tony, the second baseman. And there he grounds it up the middle. Macias to Johnson. He tried to throw it left-handed. They do score the 6th run. Now they're down to 2 again. And it brings up Jake, the right fielder. Again, when you're trailing like this, you don't really want to give up the outs for runs. You need to stack singles. And if you're stick talk, you're not concerned by the fact that they scored a couple of runs. So this is the 10th place hitter with Jimmy on deck. That ball hits the plate. He's just trying to extend this to get to the... And there's a 2-out walk. Again, you're down 5. Jimmy trying to get it to the top of the lineup. They're about two hits away from making it interesting, and there he slashes one of those hits. Another run's going to score. He'll get into third, and now it's a 4-run game. One more base runner, and they can put the tying run in the box. It's Hardaway to being dead for most of the inning here. Not going to go quiet, apparently. And they are really squeezing Angelo. And we used to call Angie the human rain delay because he's not afraid to take pitches. And there he hits a line drive, but he gets robbed by Subzinski. And Stick Talk wins the Berwyn foul ball. So that ball looked like it was going to be a hit, but Mikey Subzinski with a great jump got over there. So Stick Talk sharpened 2 games. They win the title. So we hope you enjoyed the coverage. We're going to click off, take a couple of pictures, and we'll get them up a little bit later. So thanks for tuning in.